my Cowboy burger. I'm finally making it for you. Giddy up! I'm just kidding. I thought that would be funny. But my delicious spices that I have, Blues Hog for my burgers. You can use whatever you want, but I love Blues Hog generously. If it was really nice outside, I'd be grilling them, but it is not. It's not nice. I already seasoned one side, so don't go crazy. But I got my cast iron skillet here. I'm gonna patty these up, smack these bad boys. I think that makes them taste good. Woo! So smack it. Anyway, so let me tell you a little bit about a Cowboy burger. It is just like what you would think. No lettuce, no tomato, no veggies. A lot of beef, a lot of bacon, and some barbecue sauce. We're gonna fry up some onion rings because that's not a real veggie. Put some jalapenos on there and call it a day. I'm gonna make onion rings for you today to go with this, and a really delicious barbecue ranch sauce. So let me get these going and we'll come back and we'll start the onion rings. It's time to flip. Let's see. Oh, look at that nice char on there. That's what's so great about a cast iron pan. Look at greasy mother fricker. Oh, I don't even know if you can say that on YouTube, but I'm sorry. Anyway, let's pan away from this mess. Okay, so after that disaster, I got my burger sitting right here. I got some bacon here. Let's talk about the bacon just for a quick second, because people always ask me, do you cook your bacon in the oven or on the stove? Well, it depends on how much bacon I'm cooking. I think that it tastes better if you cook it on the stove. It makes a mess, it's awful, it comes out uneven, but I think it tastes better. I also, when I'm working in a restaurant or I don't want to make a mess, I cook it on a sheet pan. I put down some paper, I put the, whatever you call it, the bacon down, and if you want to keep it straight, put another baking sheet on top of it and cook it that way. Funny story about bacon. I was at my friend Stephanie's house actually making the same exact burger just to take a picture of, and now I'm making the video at my own house. And we're at her sister's house. She's got this awesome house, right? Really beautiful oven. And I said to Stephanie, hey, give me a sheet pan because I didn't want to make a mess. Well, she gives me this like cookie sheet pan without edges, okay? You know those flat ones that like have the angle? And I'm like, okay, you know, she was a chef. And I'm thinking it's probably not a good idea. But whatever, you know? I put it on there, and the next thing I know, she's like OCD, like super clean, like doesn't, like, she's nuts. So she said, oh my God, the oven's leaking. And I was like, oh my God, what do you mean? Like, how could it be leaking? That's so funny to me. There is grease everywhere, right? Like just grease all over the floor. And I couldn't stop laughing then either. And so we opened it up and the bacon, you know, it was releasing all its fat and grease. And the grease is just going all over the oven, and then it's like seeping out the oven door. So it's just like pouring out onto the floor. And the oven is covered in grease. I mean, I'm surprised we didn't start a fire. Anyway, she's down there cleaning it up with lots of rags, and I just was laughing the whole time. But I did give her a $50 tip. I hope that helped. I'm just kidding about that. But anyway, I just wanted to tell that story about bacon. So for the Cowboy burger, I'll list all these ingredients before so that you get them ready. But you can make the bacon yesterday, whatever. So the bacon is there. The burgers are sitting here. I have my jalapenos already ready to go. And the sauces, of course, are ready to go. But right now, we're going to do the onion rings. And you don't have to soak these in buttermilk, but I had buttermilk, and I've been soaking them for about an hour. And people say it kind of takes that oniony flavor out. So I don't even peel the onions. I just slice them, and I probably should have done that on camera for you, but I just slice them right down, take that top layer out, and then pop them all in here. So that's that. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I'm celiac and I'm gluten-free, so there's some, you know, cup for cup. This isn't the regular brand I use, but I am going to make the beer batter. Now, I'm not going to measure this because I'm going to be realistic with you guys. I'm just going to put what I think is enough for these onions. that looks like about enough. Now, if you're not gluten-free and you don't have gluten-free flour, you don't have to use it. But let me remind you that gluten-free flour's main ingredient is usually rice flour, which helps to make them better. I'm gonna move these hamburgers out of the way in case we have a grease fire, and turn up my heat a little bit. So, I've got flour, gluten-free flour, whatever kind of flour you want. And then I use this. I've talked about this before. It's my favorite spice brand. It's Mom Cave's Foods. And this is their Cajun Voodoo. I love Cajun Voodoo on everything. And this is actually the only seasoning I'm going to put in here. Let's say that we have a cup and 3/4, close to 2 cups of, let's call it 2 cups of flour. Yeah, 2 cups. And let's call this a tablespoon, a 2 tablespoon. Let's call that 3 tablespoons. That's it's heavy, right? Well, they're going to be well seasoned. Okay, there we go. So you can see in here the flour mixture with the Cajun Voodoo. And if you don't want a little, it's not that spicy, but if you don't want the Cajun Voodoo or you don't have the Cajun Voodoo, put a little bit of salt and pepper in there. All right, so now I'm going to make the beer batter. I don't have any beer, so I'm using club soda. You can use any kind of club soda. Be careful. Yeah. Be careful when you open it, because I actually opened it earlier. That's why I have a wet jacket, but we cut that out. All right. So you just dump some in. I don't know, that looks like I put about a cup in. And then mixing it up, because you can always add more. And I'm gonna add a little more. So you need like at least a can of beer for this. Looks a little gloppy. Let's go a little more. Some people put like cornstarch, baking powder, baking soda. This is it. This is all I'm putting. Still a little gloppy for me. Let's go a little bit more. I like to drink club soda too. So, all right. So that looks like that probably did it for me. I'm gonna put this club soda back here to drink later, and you know, get it nice and mixed up so that there's not like a pile of water in there. There we go. So the consistency should be thick, like that. Okay. I guess we're gonna take our onion rings now, straight out of the buttermilk. Put those in here, as many as you can. And it's gonna be messy, so try to keep one hand clean. All right. So you want this to stick to it. And you're going to take it straight from the batter. You see it's kind of like nothing pretty here. And drop it into your hot oil. Should really get a fryer. Wow. Well, that's not good. So I should probably have a bigger pan to fry this in. So I can't even see them. I'm gonna wash my hand. And yeah, so I'm gonna say get a fryer or get a bigger pan, because that's dangerous what I'm telling you to do. I'm not scared, but that's okay. This was not big enough for what I'm trying to do over here. But they are going to be delicious. Okay, so before I started a fire in my own house, I changed the pan out. I just dumped it into a wider pot that I actually cooked the burgers in. So, and that's the thing too, like, I'm trying to show you guys that, like, hey, we all screw up, and I'm not going to edit it out like, that was a dumb thing I did. And also, I want you to learn to not have to like measure everything. Like this consistency, like it's about consistency. And so like be comfortable that like, hey, will it stick to the onion ring? Will it not stick to the onion ring? And humidity has a huge part in different parts of the country. Like, oh, maybe you'll need more club soda or less club soda. So anyway, let me not go crazy, but so these onion rings, I'm going to show you how crispy they are. And these are, I'm going to use these as a side and put on the burger today, the Cowboy burger. But you can use these onion rings just, I don't know, as a side for your meatloaf one night if you want to. But these are delicious. And like that voodoo spice really, you don't have to put any seasoning on these afterwards. They're so good. I'm gonna wash my hand and kind of show you. That's the only crappy thing. You gotta keep washing your hands. So let me see here. Let me not make a crazy mess. So I'm gonna cut these, or cut one of them. And I want you to kind of get a close up here just to see, you know, what's around that onion. And I'm going to eat it and be real with you. Okay. You hear that? It's so good. It's so good. All right. Where did everything go? Oh, I think I put my... holy crap, those are hot. My burger's in the oven just to keep them warm. All right, I'm gonna put everything together. And I know it seems like a really long process, but it wasn't. You had your bacon cooked, and then you made your burger, and you did your onion rings, because you don't want them to get soggy or cold. A couple sauces. Now, I wish I had my Champions blend, because if you get the Blues Hog, which I highly recommend, you guys, it's not expensive, and it's delicious. And I have a code. Go to my Instagram page because I can't think of it right now. I think it's like Tracey 20 or 25. But I'll be doing an ad on Instagram and being able to get you guys a decent discount. You don't need it, but I want you to have it. Anyway, but I made this sauce with ranch dressing, and today I used the Smoky Mountain. I just mixed in the barbecue sauce with the ranch, and I call it barbecue ranch. Delicious, and that's to dip your onion rings. And also too, they have the honey mustard, so I have a honey mustard too. So if you're a honey mustard person, it's great. Anyway, let's get this burger made. This is a brioche pretzel loaf. Use any kind you want. I'm gonna grab my delicious burger with cheddar cheese, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a good, nice, generous bacon piece on there. Let's throw our onion rings on. This burger is getting crazy. Look at that. This is what you call a knife and fork burger. Now let's get these jalapenos everywhere, right? So this is, oh, you know what I forgot? It's a key ingredient. The barbecue sauce. Yeah, hello. There you go. Put that right on there. Bam. You know what I have? Hold on. I know I have, because this is my house, I have a long skewer to kind of hold that together, make it look like a restaurant. And what you do when you want to impress your friends is you put your sauce on there and your onion rings. Come on over here, get a look at that. Enjoy your lunch. Cowboy burger. Blues Hog barbecue. Can't go wrong.